Amy Rose would not only become one of the most iconic characters in Sonic, but one of the most iconic female leads in gaming, period. When she was conceptualized, Sonic Team wanted a female character who would be the Minnie Mouse to Sonic's Mickey. However, at the time they thought that it would go against Sonic's personality as a character since he's too much of a free young spirit to be tied down to a traditional relationship. Which is weird to think about since they gave this man a human girlfriend at the time of Sonic 1 and then just faded from existence. It's true, look it up. So SEGA and Sonic Team decided to make Sonic and Amy's dynamic unique that breaks the trope of the common fictional male and female dynamic. Sonic's creator Naoto Oshima designed the character of Amy beforehand until her design was finalized by Kazuyuki Hoshino, and thus Amy Rose would officially make her debut in Sonic CD in 1993. She would be portrayed as a young girl who has interest in mystical things like tarot cards, and as we can see, the cards predicted that a destined encounter, her knight in shining armor, would come for her. So as she saw Little Planet, or Miracle Planet, at distance from Never Lake, she said screw it and traveled to Little Planet to meet her destined encounter. You can see Amy running up to Sonic and hugging him, immediately falling in love with him. I like how automatically from the get-go, it's already established what Amy is all about. She's energetic, she's cheerful, and she loves Sonic. However, that short moment started to change when she was kidnapped by Metal Sonic in the Collision Chaos stage, making her role in CD a damsel in distress Princess Peach type character. When Sonic saved her in Stardust Speedway after his race with Metal, she, yet again, jumps and hugs him afterwards. Aww. After Eggman's defeat, Sonic carried Amy back safely, and on that day, she became Sonic's #1 fan. In the spin-off games since CD, she was a playable character in the Drift games, Sonic R and Sonic the Fighters, where her iconic Pico Pico hammer debuted. By the time of Sonic Adventure, she was given a full redesign, but not only that, her character would be expanded upon by giving her her own campaign as a playable character. This would be the beginning of Amy having her own agency as a character, straying away from the damsel in distress role from CD. The story begins with Amy going about her daily routine, yearning about how she misses Sonic and all the blood-rushing thrills, indicating that she hasn't seen him in a very long time. See, here's the thing about Amy. It's been established that, like Sonic, she also likes going on adventures too, which is why she loves to chase Sonic around, because she gets to escape her boring day-to-day routines. However, after that moment, all that started to change when she encounters a blue bird falling out of the egg carrier, and when she was chased by Zero, one of Eggman's robots, automatically she wants to help and protect the bird. This is where Amy's love and compassion is showcased throughout her campaign. The fact that she wants to help out the bird without questioning where it came from is such a great judge of her character. When she sees Sonic in Station Square, she immediately gets excited to see him and wants Sonic to be the bird's bodyguard. But when Sonic declines, she just said, screw it, I'll just tag along anyway. Like, that wasn't your original intention. You ain't slick, Amy. With Amy being Amy, she saw a sign in Twinkle Park that says that cute couples getting free, then goes inside having Sonic stuttering and saying that he has no choice and just rolls with her shenanigans. I like how in this short period, Amy keeps Sonic on his toes, making him a bit nervous by the tone of his voice, which I will explain later on, by the way. But somehow she got separated from Sonic, and that's when Zero takes her in the bird to Eggman's prison cell. That's when she encounters Gamma, one of Eggman's E-series of robots. This is another scene that showcases Amy's love and sympathy for others, even if it's just a robot that was created to follow orders.
教えてくれないんだ。どうしたの小鳥さん。
逃げろ。
どうして？
ここは危険。もうすぐミスティックルーインの基地に着く。
あなた他のエグマンのメカとは違うみたい。もしあなたが本当は悪い人でないのなら、今度会う時は友達よ。
And this scene too.
やめて
エミ、エクマンのメカなんだぞ。そこをどけ。
いや、このロボットさん私たちを逃がしてくれたの。悪い人じゃないんだよ。だからソニック、やめて。
エミ、分かったよ。なんか訳がありそうだな。
This also shows Amy's determination because even though she has her undying love for Sonic, she wasn't afraid to stand up to the one she loves the most to protect this robot who helped her escape, letting her heart and sympathy be the answer. And in Sonic's eyes, he respects that because he too doesn't have his reasons to want to help out someone, which is another parallel these two characters have with each other. In the end, Amy helped the bird return with its family, and thus she states that she can do a lot of things by herself, and that someday she will make Sonic turn around, and once he catches up, it'll be too late. Beginning of her character taking full form. And this will continue in the games like Sonic Adventure 2, where even though she wasn't playable and was just a tag-along because Sonic was on another adventure, in the end is where I say that she was the true MVP of that game.
お願いがあるの、シャドウ。みんなを助けてあげて。
これは全て僕が望んでやったことだ。お前たちを助ける理由などない。助ける意味も。
意味ならあるよ。確かにあそこでは毎日争い事が絶えないし、あのおじいさんが言った通りわがままで自分勝手でバカな人間ばかりかもしれない。でもみんなあそこで生きてんだよ。一生懸命生きて頑張ってる。いつかみんなでもっと幸せになろうって頑張ってる。それだけでもあの星の未来を信じる意味があるわよ。だからお願い。あの星に住む全ての人たちにチャンスを与えてあげて。その可能性を奪わないで。シャドウ、私の代わりにいつか
マリア、
あの星に住む全ての人たちに幸せになるチャンスを与えてあげて、みんなの願いを叶えてあげて。シャドウならそれができる。きっとあなたはそのために生まれたの。アディオス、シャドウ・ザ・ヘッジホーク。
そうだ。マリアは彼女が本当に望んでいたも
シャドウ？
行こう。彼女と君の願いを叶えるために。
Once again, Amy's strength doesn't come from wanting to throw hands, but from her heart and understanding of others through giving Shadow a heartfelt speech, changing his view on humanity, and remembering Maria's wishes, or in Sonic Heroes, where at the beginning she was once again yearning about wondering where Sonic was, But when she learns about Chocola and Froggy going missing, without a second thought, she cheers Cream and Big up and told them to not worry about this or that, and throughout the game, she leads her very own trio, further expanding on her character growth over time. She helps Big and Cream on their own objectives while also focusing on her own objective on finding Sonic. Can I just state the elephant in the room here?
見つけたわよ、マイダーリン。
エイミー。
ソニック、今日こそ私と結婚してもらうからね。
Some people think that Amy is selfish in Sonic Heroes because she's only focusing on looking for Sonic, but ignoring the fact that she wanted to help out her friends. And two, the whole marriage scene, which was meant to be playful banter between her and Sonic because A, she likes him, and B, it was a callback to a joke from a previous game. I mean, Sonic literally told Amy to stop messing around. People tend to take this seriously for no reason. But anyways, in the end, she helped them find their friends and she found Sonic. And in the end, she chased him, leaving the two running off together. But throughout all these shining moments of her character, people tend to view Amy Rose as basically a stalker fangirl and found her to be annoying or bratty throughout the 2000s. Now, as someone who was first introduced to Amy Rose through Sonic Rush, but mostly through Sonic X, I'll have to say that she was unlike anything I've seen from a female lead in gaming. I always saw her to be a very cool character growing up. She's Sonic's self-proclaimed girlfriend who swings a giant hammer, who runs and hugs Sonic, and has a unapologetic crush on him, and that was it. And it was unlike anything I've ever seen. She was different from Princess Peach by a mile. Sonic and Amy's dynamic wasn't anything like Peach and Mario's dynamic. These two had a cat and mouse dynamic. It was unique, it was different. Amy, despite being the weaker member of the group, she would always put herself in dangerous situations to impress Sonic. And I never understood why people had this false perception that Sonic hated Amy or saw her as a nuisance or never liked her. Okay, let me explain for a second. Sonic, being the character that he is someone who isn't entirely open about his feelings or emotions like Amy is open about her feelings and emotions towards Sonic, kind of making the dynamic seem a bit one-sided. But that doesn't mean he hates her or doesn't like Amy. It was confirmed by Sonic Team themselves that Sonic likes Amy. He's just shy about it and is aloof about his feelings. And if you want further proof, then why does Sonic tend to sweat and smile nervously in almost every scene these two are together? Explain that. There's this iconic episode in Sonic X that Sonic returned to his world after Amy made the decision to keep waiting for him no matter how old she would become, and then holding a white rose, he states that he will never leave her. Ever. Does that sound like someone who hates Amy? I don't think so. And before y'all say, oh, but X isn't canon to the games, I know that. I know that. X is a different continuity. But it doesn't change the fact that Sonic Team was heavily involved with the production of Sonic X. So therefore, even though it's not canon in a literal sense to the games, it's still more official to the source material via the games. Make sense? I also want to point out that the fact that people tend to hate that she's bratty, too impulsive, or has a temper, which are traits that Amy does have. She can be a bit short-tempered and her impulsiveness can be overbearing. I think that's kind of the point. Like, okay, I get it. She can be a bit annoying at times, yes. I'm not denying that at all, but I think that's part of the charm because Amy is a well-rounded character that her interactions with other characters can be interesting and fun. It's like you never know what to expect. She's not just the nice, sweet girl, because that's not all who she is. She's not just bratty or impulsive or hot-headed, because that's not all who she is. And she's not just a Sonic simp either, because that's not all who she is. Because even though she loves Sonic dearly, she won't be afraid to call him out on his crap at times. Like I said, she's a well-rounded character with many traits that makes Amy, Amy. But it seems like most fans back then didn't seem to get that and just took one trait of her character and over-exaggerated to the point where fans saw her as the stalker, abusive, one-note Sonic simp that damaged the reputation of the character of Amy Rose. Another prime example of this is this scene from Sonic 06, where people take that quote-unquote, if I have to choose between the world and Sonic, I would choose Sonic line, as to further push this bad faith into Amy that if Sonic would destroy the world, she would still side with him anyways, which is not what she is implying at all. Now, I'm not going to lie, as a kid, this line was weird to me. But I think it all borders down to the fact that she knows Sonic's character and that he wouldn't lead the world to destruction, as Silver stated, to show faith. Let me ask you this. If some random dude that you haven't gotten to know yet tries to kill your loved one out of believing that he is the destroyer of all worlds, would you let that happen? I would hope not, which is why Amy is such a goated character. And are we really going to ignore how she just wants to help Silver in the beginning because they were both looking for someone in parallel to heroes? Like I said, no matter what, Amy's love and compassion for others is her biggest strength. She's a freaking role model. In Unleashed, it's the same principle of letting her optimism shine the most when all hope seemed lost by saying that there's no way that Sonic will let the world end. Parallels. Amy Rose is a sweet and endearing character in the Sonic series. However, she has flaws and can make her a flawed character at times. That apparently caused fans to totally despise her and would make memes and over-exaggerated jokes that caused SEGA to make quote-unquote changes to her character. However, that's a video for another day in part 2. But what is Amy Rose to you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below because I love to hear it. With that being said, have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace!